Okay, friends, so what we're going to be working on today is we're going to get the base drawing started for our Calder Shape lesson. So we're going to start with a vertical picture. So remember, vertical means that our paper is going to be tall instead of wide. So this is a horizontal picture, but we are making a vertical picture, so it should be taller, okay? And we're going to start with drawing the shapes at the top, okay? So we're not going to draw a lot, but remember in our picture or our practice we did yesterday, we made shapes that are about the size of our fingers. And if we look at that shape, those shapes that we drew, I think shapes that are size 5 are going to work better for this project than 3 and 4. So let's do for some 5 and maybe bigger size shapes. So just keep this right next to you as you're working. So, and they're going to be organic shapes like we talked about today. We talked about organic shapes. And you don't want them to be super crazy, but just kind of like simple blob rounded shapes. They can have little points on them, like, I don't know, it looks kind of like a little onion, where you can do just shapes like that. Don't go too crazy. Like, I wouldn't go any crazier than maybe one dip in, but kind of, you can do them like that. You can do small ones. You can do medium size. But remember, don't make them too tiny. And we're only going to go about half the page with these. So just make them different sizes and make sure you have space in between them. Okay, so don't fill the whole space. Do about maybe 7 or 8. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 right now, and I'm going to stop there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some triangles coming up to the bottom. And I'm going to draw one that comes up here and comes out to here. I'm going to draw another triangle that's going to go up much taller, and that's going to go off my page. So see how I drew to the edge of my page? So now it looks like that triangle extends off of the page. I'm going to draw 2 kind of jagged, maybe spikes coming off of that triangle. Now on the inside of the triangle, I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to mimic what I've drawn here, and I'm just changing the angles slightly so they point a little bit more downward. And then this triangle, I'm going to divide it in half. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stem to each one of these blobs. So it's going to kind of look like flowers. And they don't have to go anywhere in particular. So if you want to draw, say, a stem that comes down like this and goes behind that shape, you can do that. Now, when we talked about overlapping before, these shapes down here are going to be overlapping our stems up here. So you can connect them however you like with organic waving lines. So I feel like this one, and also don't draw through your shapes, any of your shapes. You can overlap your lines, that's fine. But we want our shapes to look like they are in front of the lines. So instead of here, you could draw through this shape, but I don't want you to do that. Instead, draw around it. And so maybe this one dramatically curves all the way over here. And it's okay if you make some mistakes. Like, don't worry about that. We've talked about that before. I think I want this one to go off the page over here. And make sure all of your blobs have a stem that goes down to the bottom of the paper. And that is it for the base of our drawing. And like I said, that is all we are working on today. So do this and then stop with this step, and we will continue it tomorrow.